All right, so let's get started here. So this is going to be sort of like the light setup, generally during the day when I'm at work, things like that. Got my work laptop down below. Just giving you just sort of a feel or an idea of the desk, what the space is configured. So I'm in ISF Esper Dark, and generally that's the mode that I prefer to use. The OLED as simply a PC monitor. Now, there are things that I am having to change due to the burn-in risk. Like I'll take the OLED pixel brightness down to 40, bright enough. Also enable the burn-in protection under OLED care, which you can see the navigation menu and the directory here. And generally just making sure that screen move is on and the adjust logo brightness, I have that set to high. And honestly, I've had these set since day one and they've been like this, haven't touched the settings in quite a while. And how I use it as a PC monitor is just like this. I do have the taskbar, down below. That is like enabled for hiding when browsing on the desktop. You can see I'm on, Twitter on the home page. The text is clear. I have things like sharpness on the actual television turned all the way down. Of course, my camera isn't the best or not nearly going to be accurate in terms of real life. So if you see any inconsistencies or any blooming, just know that that is the camera. That is not the actual television. But browsing is smooth on this thing. I mean, it's really nothing to worry about. Knowing that I have the burn-in protection, I have the warranty, the screen move, the logo brightness. I just use it as a regular display. Sometimes I forget that I'm on a OLED panel because at this stage I'm just using it as a PC monitor. That's it. And it's been working lovely for me so far. This is just my YouTube channel. Nothing is blurry. The text doesn't fringe or it doesn't have like different colors or things like that. It's a clear text layout. Haven't had no issues. It works fine out of the box with the Windows text scaling, and that's generally it. All right, so this is going to be more of the night type of environment. Let's say I want to get access to LG stuff. WebOS, it's the operating system that runs on the LG C2 OLED, where the applications that are ran natively through the OS, you're able to come in to the store, see what's new, see what's available. The interface is, in my opinion, is well designed. Some users find WebOS a lot more comfortable and suitable for their tastes and needs versus like Roku or Android tvOS or Google, things like that. I find WebOS fine. I'm pretty sure with any television operating system, I'll be able to like get around and get to where I need to be at if this was my primary way of viewing my content and consuming my television when it comes to watching movies and TV shows, from that standpoint. This is an option. I like to use my televisions as pure displays. The only reason why I'm showing this in this matter is because I feel as though it's important to highlight in the review in this case. And I generally keep the panels offline because a firmware update can potentially ruin your television. And it's just things like that. Now, here, this is LG channels. So let's say maybe you don't know how to set up, certain over the air, or a custom cable subscription on the television. You just want something that you can just go to and you know that it's just going to work. Now in this video, I won't be playing any content from LG directly, you know, due to the copyright and the YouTube flagging system. You sort of have to pick and choose what you show nowadays. And, you know, I'm being careful in this aspect into like what I'm showing. But LG channels, think of this as sort of like an on-demand and a live TV built into one. As you can see, the categories are broken down pretty well. You know, you're able to scroll up and down, left or right, depending on where you're trying to go. This works, you know, they cover sports, news. I know that those two things are important, especially in this day and age when it comes to the streamers or the cord cutters and whatnot. LG just have a simplified, readable, easy to use interface that works to the consumers that purchase their high-end sets. And I'm pretty sure on some of their more budget options that LG has a similar showing to what you're seeing here. So it's all about personal preference. Yes, you can definitely stream directly from the television without external devices. It's just something that some people take advantage of and use, and just some people don't. They just prefer their external devices and just having a little bit more control. You know, that's all it comes down to in this aspect. So it's just an option that you can have. Check it out if you wish, or you can just keep it moving. So this is going to be on a 65-inch LG C2 OLED. So generally, I use Apple Music as my main streaming when it comes to music, you know, playing music, things like that. I like it because it simplified their presentation, the lossless audio, the Dolby Atmos, and just playing the classics, you know, enjoying the classics. And you get to see what it's looking like in the space when it's dark or at night, for example. This is just an example of like what I like to use. You know, Apple Music has definitely served me well in the time that I've had it. And it's an awesome deal. And it's just one of the things I've been doing lately, you know, in my setup. Just enjoying the different devices and the features that comes on those devices. And Apple Music definitely is one of my favorite applications. Now, here, theirs was a switch over to the PlayStation 5. And this is Control Ultimate Edition. I played it more yesterday. I've been on Street Fighter 6 and I got the new sound system installed. As some of you know, first impressions coming on that this Saturday. But back to the review. Gaming is something that I've always enjoyed. You know, that's my main hobby. I know I talk about different things on the channel and other aspects, but in terms of investment, in terms of the actual software, getting the hardware, you know, gaming is like really what I enjoy and it's what I do. And the PlayStation 5 hooked up to the LG C2, I wouldn't say that you're not getting the best possible experience, but you're getting a great experience and a more stress-free sort of situation versus like PC, especially in my experience. I think the console works lovely with the TV, and LG having that game mode, game optimizer, with the features that supports it. Variable refresh rate, has 4 HDMI 2.1. So essentially, this is future-proofed. The next PlayStation that comes out, because I have a funny feeling it's going to be like a mid-gen where they're going to like release a pro version of the consoles. Well, this is a television that's still going to be compatible with those other consoles that's still going to be coming out. Of course, until another HDMI standard develops. But the point that I'm getting at, you get to see the space, how it looks, and this doesn't represent the viewing distance or the sitting distance. You know, this is just for the video purposes, but it's very nice. I'm gonna pause there. It's very nice. And I think once you have a setup, you know, that you prefer and that you like, and you do your research, you do your homework, things just start to come together. And I'm enjoying this. You see Street Fighter 6, that's on that screen. I live streamed that game on a channel on the LG C2 OLED on the 42-inch, and I had that on PC. I liked it so much, I purchased the deluxe edition again on PlayStation because I want the big screen just to have like a seamless experience, no hassle, stress-free gaming, stress-free streaming. That's just what I'm all about. So in this review, this is sort of like giving you a play-by-play in terms of how I utilize, you know, how I use the television. What's the day-to-day? What's actually being pressed, or what am I checking out just to check some new things out? How am I actually using the TV? And this is exactly how I use them. I keep them as pure displays as much as I can. I let my external devices such as the Apple TV 4K or the NVIDIA Shield do the talking, you know, when it comes to the actual content consumption, whether that's TV shows, whether that's movies, or even with the PlayStation 5 for my gaming. That's my preferred gaming console. Some may prefer the Xbox. Some may prefer a gaming PC. I know about all those. Definitely being on the PC side with my Xbox controllers, I know that whole workflow down to a T. And I just give my experiences with the displays and what I think. Now, with the C2, is it a more logical purchase than the C3? Well, if you compare the prices of the 55, 65, 77, whatever your preferred television is in that size range, well, you sort of have to figure out what does the newer TV has that the older model from the previous year don't. If you're looking to save some money and get a premium experience, you can't go wrong with the C2 and get the warranty. I suggest you get the warranty. Best Buy is one of the places that I know personally that can cover burn-in. I can't talk about any other place. I know Best Buy covers burn-in if it ever gets to that point. Okay? If it gets to that point. One of the cons of the television is that, you know, it's an OLED. So eventually the pixels can burn in, or you can see image retention. They have improved this technology tremendously. As long as you mix up your content, you don't have your screen on a static image for periods of time, hours upon hours. If you do the recommended protection settings that I showed earlier in this video, honestly, you will be fine. You will be fine. I would not worry about it. You can just use the television as you intended to use it, because that's what I do now. At first, when I purchased them, I did worry about burn-in, but it don't matter because you get the warranty, you use the recommended settings, and you enjoy your television and you enjoy your content. That's what it's all about. And, you know, that's what I wanted to represent in this case. So I think another con for the television is that when you take it off of the internet, it'll pop up sort of periodically and say, hey, you're not connected to the network. Do you want to connect to the network? I think they should take that out. Obviously, if you intentionally disconnect from the internet, you're not trying to like force or mistakenly have any sort of firmware updates that may come to the TV that can potentially ruin the picture, change the picture quality, mess with the whole ARC or eARC, you know, with your sound system or AVR. A lot of things can go wrong when a wrong firmware update sends to your TV. Luckily, LG has been stable and consistent, and they have been putting out decent firmwares to where they fix some things for me during the times that I've had these televisions. One of the things they fixed was in G-Sync or in VRR, when there's like a 120 frame source or whatever you're playing hertz, the screen will flicker. Like you will see black, like it would be flickering. I seen it on PC and I seen it on PlayStation 5. I seen it more on PC at first. When they did one of those updates, I don't know the number, it fixed it entirely. It was no more flickering, and the flickering wasn't bad, but it was noticeable to where if you would like look at the background, because you know it's pitch black, I play in a pitch black room, it's noticeable. So they fixed that with a firmware update. I also heard that they fixed Dolby Vision for some people. They added some things with Adobe Vision, Adobe Atmos, showing in the upper right hand corner when you play certain content, things like that. So I've seen more good than bad. I purchased these, you know, with my own money. LG isn't sponsoring me. I'm not sponsored by them. You know, you're just hearing my experience, my thoughts based upon what I've done with these sets so far. This doesn't stop the C2 content. There's still settings and various aspects that I do want to showcase and cover on this platform when it comes to this television. I'm quite, you know, a little different from the TV scene that's on here. You know, yes, I do cover settings, but that's for the viewers that just want to plug and play without paying a premium fee for a calibration. I just loving the movie and gaming scene of the C2, and you know that's what I'm about. And I should get off here because let me go back. Just playing Control, just being engulfed in the infinite contrast. I'm using a native color gambit. Seeing the clarity. Now this is recorded off of my phone and this is recorded off of the PlayStation directly, you know, quick shots, quick scenes with 1080p, nothing 4K. So it looks way better than this in person. So don't judge this video saying, oh, it looks whack. It looks crazy good in person. So it's just something that you have to think about. I would also think about your lighting situation in your space. You know, you may need to cover up some windows. You may want to invest in some blackouts so you can get that light off of the screen. You know, if I can describe the panel of the OLED, think of a mirror. So when you see a mirror, what do you see? Well, if you're looking straight at it, you see your reflection. This panel is a glossy type panel. It is very reflective. So if you don't have your light under control in your space, you can see it on your screen. So that's why I stage the room a certain way. At the beginning of the video, you saw the space with the lights on. It's still controlled. Blackouts, curtains in the back, panel facing me, not too much RGB on the desk, just enough to where, you know, I can appreciate the space, but it's not distracting me on my television set. That's one of the things that you have to research, you have to plan, you have to stage, and you have to go out and execute when you are thinking of purchasing OLED. Now, if we're talking quantum dot OLED, that's higher peak brightness, higher nits. That's a brighter panel. So you may not need to do some of the things that I'm describing in this video. But if you're thinking about purchasing a C2, first, focus on your budget. Focus on the staging. You know, how are you going to control the light? And the panel is more than bright enough for me. I lowered the light, the OLED light. The only time the OLED light is maxed out is when I'm watching HDR and Dolby Vision, because that's what those presets are exactly for. But I'm using Cinema, which is made for a darker room environment for viewing, and it's more than bright enough for me. This is the best television that I've owned, that I laid my eyes on, and I'm going to be enjoying it for quite a while. So that wraps up my review. Tried to get this under 30 minutes. Wanted to give y'all some talking points and some extra clarity, so yeah, you can have that when we are factoring in these televisions, things like that. And more importantly, I wanted to, you know, show myself in the video and give you a sense of the space, what it looks like when the lights are on, how it's looking like when I'm facing the entertainment setup, giving you sort of an idea of it. I'm not this close to the TV, don't worry. This was just for video demonstrations, just so I can capture the footage and have it be somewhat clear on video. And we're just gonna leave it at that. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the content. I did it in this style because I wanted to integrate OBS with the VLC. I do a lot of pre-recorded things, as y'all know. That's my preferred method of content creation. And yeah, these televisions definitely have, you know, brought me joy, and I'm enjoying them. You know, you just gotta do your homework and find what's best for you. So if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, like, share, subscribe. Give me a comment on what's your thoughts of the LG OLEDs. Have you heard of them? Do you have any of them? Do you plan on purchasing any of the OLEDs, whether it's Quantum Dot or LG specifically? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to see what your thoughts are. We can interact. And until next time, peace out. Thank you for watching.